and welcome to this week's episode of Netherwood TV on Friday the 6th of October. I'm Jack Beaumont and this is Toni Wright and we're both senior prefects.
This week we'll be finding out what geography got up to on the field trips last week.
We will also be finding out this week's recommended read of the week from Mrs Hedley.
Now let's go over to geography to speak to Miss Long and find out more about the land trip from last week.
So last week we took Year 11 geographers out to Burbage Brook in the Peak District, just near Sheffield. We did this so they could collect data on pebble roundness, river velocity and river depth and width to use in their Paper 3 exam. We only had one mishap of the trip and that was Ellie Chipchase falling in a massive bog.
Now on to this week's recommended read of the week.
This week's come from Mr Hedley, the Year 10 progress leader and the teacher of English.
Let's find out what she has in store for us this week.
Hello everybody, I'm really thrilled because this is the first time I've been asked to do this and I've been looking forward to it for a long time. So here's my recommended reads. Slightly different, not anything particularly that I've read, but I just asked a couple of students what they think is really good at the moment. And we've got Noughts and Crosses by Mallory Blackman, that's a classic one apparently. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, which you all know and love, but if you haven't read it, please do. And if you've read it before, maybe it's worth a reread. And another one, which is really good, and you may have seen the film, but always go with the book first, is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. So those are my recommended reads, which were recommended by some students.
Thanks for that recommendation, Mrs Hedley.
Okay, now on to some general school announcements.
We will start with the football results from Mr Stones.
This week, Netherwood Year 9s played against Murfield and lost 12-0.
The man of the match went to Ali Minsara.
Netherwood Year 8s also played against Newfield and won 3-2.
The man of the match was awarded to Jude Wilkinson. Well done.
You can also see now on screen fixtures for the coming weeks. Now onto a message from Mr Utley. If anyone would like to attend the first trip of the Theatre Enrichment Programme, which is Kite Runner, then please see him for a letter as soon as possible because we only have a handful of places remaining.
If you have already bought a letter and reply slip for Kite Runner, then please ensure you collect a PC1 form from Mr Utley and return this to Student Services or to his office directly.
That's it for this week. We hope you enjoy your week and we will be back next week at 10:25 AM with another episode of Netherwood TV.
See you next Friday at the usual time.